Good morning for this morning power flow. Decompress and get unstuck is the theme today. Prepared to be challenged both physically but also mentally as we plan to sort of move in all kinds of directions around the mat. There might be some tricky transitions, but over time you should be able to really perform them quite smoothly. But at the end of the day, it really is about welcoming confusion, because that's where we pay attention and that's where we learn new skills. Okay, let's come down onto your back. A block is optional. If you have it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. Hands on ribs, front ribs, maybe a bit of the side ribs. Knees can rest against each other. Close the eyes. Take a big inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth and exhale. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose, fill up the ribcage, the chest. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. And simply notice in one fell swoop the energy, the general mood that you've carried onto the mat today. Notice the whole body as one unit, a cloud of sensations. And there are points of tension, points of pressure, points of cold, heat maybe. And then when ready, you'll open the eyes, take the knees hip width apart, plant both feet firmly into the ground, keep the hands on the front ribs, neck is long, slide the skull away and lift the hips up into a low glute bridge. If you want to, you could start to lift and lower the hips. Just a bit of a pulse effort through the feet. No movement of the rib cage, just the hips. Keep doing like that. You could also lower all the way to the ground and lift a bit higher up. But again, without compromising the ribs. Keep going as you stretch both arms to the ceiling, pulling fingers back of one hand, whichever comes first, doesn't matter. Thumb will stretch itself out to the side too. For 3, 2, 1, switch hands, keep lifting and lowering the hips. We need to build heat in our glutes. 3, 2, 1. Keep the hips lifted up. Walk right foot more to middle of the mat. Bring left knee over hip. Keep front ribs together as you start to windshield wiper the left hip. And it's why it's called a windshield wiper is because the shin moves like a windshield wiper. Notice the movement, the effort, and the movement of the left hip joint, effort, stabilization in the right glute. And keep an external rotation, plant ankle over thigh and lower all the way down to the ground. Keep that shape with the legs, interlace hands behind head, elbows to the ceiling, big inhale. Exhale, curl shoulder blades off the mat for a little pause. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, curl up. active left foot. If you want to, you could kick the right leg out. Rebend the foot. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up. Right leg can kick out. Right arm can reach by the ear. Everything back to center. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up. Kick right leg, right arm, maybe left arm too. Hold. You can keep going with the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and everything back down. Okay, left foot will come down. Lift hips up into this low glute bridge again. Left foot more to middle of the mat, right knee over hip. Right hand can be on the hip crease on the right side. Left glute firm, stabilizes, and windshield wiper with the right leg. And don't lose those ribs, that connection between front pelvic points and front ribs. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Ankle over left thigh, lower all the way down. Hands behind head, big inhale. Exhale, curl shoulder blades off the mat, pause. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up. Drawing everything in the belly. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up. If you want to, you could kick left leg out. Rebend. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up. Left leg can extend. Left arm can go by the ear. Hand and foot back. Inhale. Exhale, curl up. Left leg, left arm, maybe right arm too. Keep breathing. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands behind, foot down, other foot down too. Okay, feet go really wide. Allow knees to fall over to the left. Right arm can go overhead. You could grab the right wrist. Eyes can be closed. Big breaths into right side body. Okay, go over to the other side. Knees to the right, grab left wrist. And big breaths into left side body. Okay, bring knees back in, rock from side to side or roll back and forth. Either way, we will meet in quadruped position, top of the mat. Okay, anchor shoulder blades, neck is long, and then left forearm will come parallel to long edge of mat. Inhale, right knee will sort of move outward to the right. Exhale, right knee under, left leg, left elbow open to side. Keep going, so left shoulder, forearm, right knee. Exhale, right knee open to the left. Meanwhile, that right shoulder remains super stable. It's basically the only part of the body that remains unmoving. If you have more space, you could also kick left leg out, right arm out, and maybe also right leg out. Let's do one more. Okay, other side, left hand planted, right forearm parallel to long edge. Inhale, left knee out to side. Exhale, drop the knee and open to modified grounded moon. Right forearm, inhale, left knee. Exhale, drop the knee, modified grounded moon. You could definitely take more breaths. Regulate that per necessity. Also as per the speed that you're moving in. This could be faster, this could be a little slower too. Okay, dolphin. Both forearms come down. You could always interlace hands. You can always stay here in forearm quadruped if you want to. You can lift the hips up, come into this dolphin by walking the feet a little closer, bending knees, head relaxed. You can shake it out. Take a couple big breaths here. If you want to, you could lift left leg to the ceiling for a big inhale. Exhale, pull knee into rib cage without rounding in the back. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, pull the knee in. Let's do two more. Head is relaxed, press the floor away. Okay, right leg to ceiling, inhale. Exhale, knee pulls into ribs. Let's do one more. Okay, lower into child's pose, knees wide, feet together, arms walk forward, forehead to the ground. Big breaths into side ribs, into back ribs. And we'll stay here for about another 3 breaths. Okay. Press up and step to top of the mat. And let's start our sequence 1. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, right leg will slide back. Exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale right here. Exhale, add a turn to the left. Inhale, come back, facing top of mat. Exhale, same direction. Keep that right hip very stable. Let's do one more. And then you can place right hand on left thigh, left hand behind you, or come into prayer twist. Gaze can remain down. Back knee can lift. You've arrived in this prayer twisting lunge. Stay here for another 3 breaths. Back leg is sharp. Unwrap, both hands under, pick up left leg, inhale. Exhale, slide left leg out to the right side. Drop the back heel, coming into fallen triangle as you lift right arm to ceiling. And then maybe overhead. Big breath into right side ribs. And then you'll slide into flash dance as you lower the hips. Bend right knee. Right hand will come behind you. And lift the hips up, left arm to ceiling or overhead. 2 breaths. And then sit back down. Inhale, walk to top of mat. Exhale, step left foot forward, right leg back, drop the back heel. Inhale, rise for warrior 2. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale through warrior. Exhale, warrior variation. One more time through. Inhale. Exhale. And variation. Now right hand will come under, left hand will come under. You could come into 3-legged downward facing or 1-legged dolphin, lowering both elbows, left leg to ceiling, right knee slightly bent. Just arrive and land here. Notice the effort, the tension that you're creating. And then from here we'll transition into half moon. So strong press of the arms. Step left foot slightly forward. A block can be useful here, placing it at a diagonal from left foot. Right hand on right hip, unwrap for half moon. Maybe unwrap, peel open the chest too. Active, long lines of tension. 2 breaths. And then right hand under, right knee behind left for a seated twist transition. As you unwrap, both feet parallel facing back of mat, left hand on the ground, firm, stable left shoulder, shoulder blade. Lift the hips up, right arm can come overhead, maybe cup the skull, and you really park yourself onto that left shoulder blade. It's like a little very stable shelf. 2 breaths. And lower the hips back down. Rotate over to the right. 3-legged downward facing dog. Big inhale. Exhale. Shift forward into plank pose. You can hook left set of toes over the right heel. And exhale, lower all the way down. Unhook the feet. Inhale, lift for locust. Exhale, hands under. Tuck the toes. Inhale. Exhale, press back, lift into downward facing dog. 2 breaths in through the nose. Maybe out through the mouth. Big inhale. Exhale. Next, inhale, right leg will slide forward. Drop the back knee. Inhale, rise for low lunge. Exhale, hands to heart. Big inhale. Exhale, turn slightly to the right. Left glute is firm. Inhale, come back. Exhale, turn to the right. One more time. Prayer twisting lunge. Left hand or left elbow. Gaze down, back knee could lift if you want to. Back leg is sharp. Stay for 3 breaths. Unwrap, both hands under, right knee under. Slide it over to the left, drop the back heel, fallen triangle, left arm can come to ceiling, maybe overhead. 2 to 3 breaths into left side body. and lower the hips down. Flash dance, left knee will bend, left hand behind, and lift the hips up, right arm overhead. I don't have the space for a full arm extension here, but that's okay. 2 big breaths into right side. And lower the hips down. Rotate back to face top of mat. Step right foot in front of you. Left leg will drop back for warrior 2. Inhale right here. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale for warrior 2. Exhale, warrior variation. One more time through. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand under, right hand under. 3-legged downward facing dog or 3-legged dolphin or 1-legged dolphin, depending on how you want to call it. 2 breaths here as you arrive. Land and settle. And then we'll press into half moon. Strong press up the arms. Right foot will step in front of you, underneath you. Grab the block, whichever setting. Left hand on left hip. Unwrap. Maybe the chest peels open too, followed by a reaching of the arm to the ceiling. Again, long lines of tension. Everything's sort of trying to move further away from the center of the body, while the center holds strong. And then left hand under, left knee under for a seated twist transition. As you unwrap the legs, right hand lands behind you, both feet plant parallel to each other. Lift the hips as you make a really stable shelf with the right shoulder blade. Left arm can go overhead, really active, firm glutes. Left hand could also support the head. 2 breaths. And lower the hips down. Rotate to the left, downward facing dog. Right leg can come to ceiling as you inhale. Exhale, shift forward, hook right set of toes over left heel. Exhale, lower down all the way to the ground. Inhale, pull back for cobra or locust. Exhale, hands under, press, lift into downward facing. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or float, top of the mat. Inhale, rise up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Retain the breath as you float or walk to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, pull back, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. Let's do 2 more sun salves like this. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk or float, top of the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk or float. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway. Plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward. Exhale, downward. 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth.
Sequence 2. Slide right foot a little underneath you. Inhale, left leg to ceiling. Exhale, big step to top of mat. Drop the back knee as you exhale. Inhale, rise for low lunge. Exhale, side lunge as you open to the right. And exhale, hands can come underneath you. Or you could walk the hands over to the left, rest the right ear against the right biceps, and maybe add like a pulse for 3, 2, 1. Walk hands forward, shorten the stance and widen it too for warrior 1 as you rise up into warrior 1. Alongside and side seams of the body. Hands to heart. Shift forward, bring right knee to chest and over left thigh for a standing pigeon, one of my all-time favorite poses. And here you could play around with positioning of the pelvis. For instance, you could maybe shoot the tailbone back slightly. Notice what that does to the whole right outside of the right leg. There should be a bigger stretch sensation. 2 more breaths. Unwrap, slide right leg all the way back, right hand underneath you, left arm to ceiling, staple right shoulder. You could stay here in your twisting crescent lunge, or you could roll over to outer edges of both feet, or maybe slide left leg all the way back, maybe keep it lifted, maybe not for side plank. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both hands under for plank as you inhale. Exhale, lower down all the way to the ground. Bow pose or locust. You could choose to do locust too. If you're doing bow, you grab both feet, press them into hands. Neck will stay long for 3 breaths. And then hands under, tuck the toes, lift into quadruped, walk the feet underneath you. Inhale, right elbow to ceiling. Exhale, thread right arm through, maybe left arm overhead. And stay here for about 5 breaths. Left hand underneath you, press up. And we'll do the other side, starting from downward facing. Inhale, right leg to ceiling. Exhale, big step, or many small steps, top of mat, drop left knee. Inhale, rise for low lunge. Exhale, open to left for side lunge. Both hands can stay underneath you, or you could walk the hands over to the right. Rest the ear against left biceps, and you could add those pulses for 3, 2, 1. Walk all the way back to top of mat. Rearrange the stance for warrior 1. Widen it, shorten it. Inhale, rise. Warrior 1. Long side seams of the body. Sharpness through both legs. 2 breaths. And then left hand under, back heel will lift, twisting lunge, stance will widen, right arm to ceiling. You could stay here and hold and breathe, or go over to whichever variation of side plank you prefer. Wherever you are, stay there for 5. Keep the breath going. 4, 3, 2, 1. Both hands under for plank as you inhale. Exhale, lower down all the way to the ground. Locust or bow. And right away, release. Hands under for quadruped. Slide knees underneath you. Inhale, left elbow to ceiling. Exhale, thread it through. The right arm can go overhead. And again, 3 to 5 breaths. And I just realized that we forgot to do standing pigeon. We'll do it right now. Right hand underneath you as you press up. You'll step right foot forward underneath you, press it firmly into the ground as you rise up. Left ankle over right thigh and sit back. And again, play around with maybe shooting the tailbone back slightly without losing the connection of the front body between ribs and the pelvis. Another 2 breaths. And rise up. Now come to seated, or you could come lying down onto the mat and just prepare for Shavasana, for relaxation if you have the time. You can also pause me and then return back when you've finished your relaxation. And let's take 3 big breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. The remaining 2 in and out through the nose. Hands can come to heart. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you feel grounded but also energized and ready for your day. Thank you for practicing.